Hey, are you trying to figure out how to use stories to boost your impact, to build your credibility? Because here's the deal. It seems like every social media platform now is releasing that feature, even on YouTube. You can now do stories. So inside this training, we're super excited because we're going to unleash a very special guest training that happened inside one of our private communities to help you really get your story game off the ground.
John and Nadya Melton here. We've been in network marketing now 17 years, full-time for over a decade, and we teach network marketers and online entrepreneurs just like you how to build your business on social media the right way and take an average network marketer and help them create an above average income. So stay tuned, you are gonna love this training. Alex is actually someone I connected with on Instagram, putting out quality content consistently, and you all know we follow a lot of influencers. We're friends with lots of influencers. We do a lot of speaking, coaching, consulting. We've been in the profession a long time, and we would consider ourselves social media experts. So we only bring forth the absolute best people, and Alex is one of the best when it comes to stories and when it comes to Instagram. And here's the truth. What she teaches inside of this training can be utilized on any social media platform. So you're gonna love it. Take a lot of notes and feel free to share this with anybody you know that's wanting to up their game on social media.
Cool, let's dive in.
Today, we're going to be talking all about Instagram stories. If you've been ignoring stories, you're doing your business a huge disservice. So why do we use Instagram stories? We want to be able to connect with our ideal clients, build that know, like, and trust factor so that people who are buying from us already feel like they know us, they already like us, they already trust us. That's who people buy from. How do we build those relationships with people using Instagram stories? That's really what we're trying to get down to the bottom of now. Most of the time when I see people using stories, what they're doing is they're like, oh, I'm gonna take a picture of my meal. I'm gonna take a picture of my dog. I'm gonna take a video of the sky. All that is great and fine, whatever, dandy. But if you're not telling a story, then what is the point? Every single time you post a story, you want to be telling a story, a beginning, a middle, and an end. Another big mistake that I see people make is they fail to make their stories relevant to the people who are watching them. How many times do you open up an Instagram story and someone's talking to you about something and you're like, what is this person talking about? I have no idea, because you have no context. So as a storyteller, when you're using stories, always ask yourself, does this make sense to a total stranger? Is someone who just found my account today, if they watch this right here, right now, is this gonna make 100% sense to them? If not, then we need to add some details in there so that they can either get up to speed, or maybe it's something totally irrelevant that you should only be posting on your personal page. We need to start looking at stories as something that is a means of communication with our clients, and not just as like something that we're just randomly posting things, right? It's another reason why we shouldn't feel afraid to repeat ourselves on our stories, to constantly reintroduce ourselves on our stories, because if we have new followers coming in all the time, and even if we don't have new followers coming in all the time, it's important that people know who we are and what we do, what we stand for, because guess what, guys? People aren't watching every single story that you put out, right? So even if you're someone who you're like, oh, I have the same 1,000 followers and they already know who I am, when was the last time you reminded them who you are and what you do? Now might be the time, right? We want to use Instagram stories as a way to build our brand, as a way to connect with our audience, as a way to tell our story. The question is, do you know what your story is? Do you know what makes you stand out? Do you know what you want people to know? Think about the internet coming to your Instagram page for the very first time. And literally open up your phone, go to Instagram, look at your account, and ask yourself, what's the story I'm telling? And what's the story I want to tell? And how do I fill in the gaps? But you literally want to ask yourself questions like, who am I? What's my business all about? Who's my ideal client? What do they care about? What do I care about? Where's the overlap there? What do I stand for? That's a huge thing. People want to stand behind people who represent something. And if you represent nothing, if you're wishy-washy, no one's going to want to follow you. No one is going to care. There's an algorithm. There's an algorithm that's trying to decide if your content is good content or if your content is boring content. Now, I'm not an algorithm chaser per se, but I am someone who likes to know about the algorithm so that I can use it to my advantage, right? When you are posting something onto Instagram, you don't want to just post something just to please the algorithm, just to get more comments and likes. It's about the depth of the connection. It's about you showing up authentically as who you are. But if you can add and tweak a little few things here and there that's going to help boost your engagement, then why would we not do that, right? So that's what this is about. Number one, polls. When you utilize the poll feature on your Instagram story, it basically signals to Instagram, oh, these people are not only watching this Instagram story, but they're participating in a poll, which means that we should show this person's content more frequently. Now, the types of polls that I find do really well is like, if you're like me, and I tend to talk a lot on my Instagram stories, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll be like, does this resonate? And I'll put a poll. And I'll put two options, which is like, yes, Alex, I love this, and yes, 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 yes. So technically, they're both the same, right? But there's just like this human element of like, which one got the most? I don't know. That makes people want to click and vote. Another thing that I love to do with polls are this or that. So it could be something silly like, yo, I don't know which dress I want to wear tonight. Should I go with this dress or should I go with that dress? Again, that's not life-changing stuff, or that's not necessarily anything to do with business, but people like to feel like they're a part of your personal life. You want people to feel like they know you on a deeper level, and you can decide where you feel comfortable with that. And I think this is a problem that a lot of people have, is like, how much of my personal life should I show? As much or as little as you want. But the important thing is that you show your value, you show your authority, and even if it's just through teaching on Instagram stories, people are still feeling like they're getting to know you, right? Another way that I love to use polls is on silly things like, my boyfriend ordered pancakes with chocolate chips and bacon. First off, I'm a vegetarian, so the thought of bacon on pancakes was totally disgusting to me. But even if I wasn't a vegetarian, I think I'd still be like, something about that doesn't add up. I did a poll and I was like, is this yum or is this ew? I literally put yummy, ew, and I let the people have their say. And it was like 60% yummy, 40% ew. But the point is, like, just getting people involved, getting people engaged in whatever it is that you're saying through a poll. Something that I often love to ask people is just like, what's your opinion on this? Or like today, I was like, what did you guys do today? Sometimes I will use it as a way to just simply have conversations with people and just like see what people are thinking about a certain topic. And then other times I will use it in a way where it's like, hey, today you can ask me anything about Instagram stories, right? And the cool thing is that once you post that and you put it out there, people can respond, and you can then share their response with your answer, which is just further promoting yourself as an authority, which is just further promoting to Instagram that you're someone who's worth following. This is such a good feature. I feel like everyone should be using this at least once a week. A lot of times when people aren't responding with your content, it's not actually that people aren't watching. It's not that people aren't listening. It's that people are too shy to actually take part and participate. So for people who are just getting started, who have a smaller following, something I recommend is to actually like respond to yourself in the questions and just repost it from yourself. And then just answer your own question. Because what you're doing is you're telling people, hey guys, it's safe to ask me questions. Other people are asking me questions. You're not the only person who's going to be asking me a question. And it kind of gets that ball rolling. Don't get bogged down by the fact that you don't have a large following. What you need to communicate to your existing following is that you are an influencer, you are an authority, and you are someone who it's safe to come to with questions and concerns, etc. The next thing, this is the last feature that every single one of you guys should be using. If you go to my Instagram story or anyone's Instagram story, you'll see that at the very bottom there, it says send message, right? So when people are watching this, there's the ability for them to tap and send me a message. This is the key. Encourage people to send you a direct message. The reason why this is magical is because many times on Instagram stories, we're sharing parts of our life, or we're sharing advice with people, or we're sharing whatever it is that we're sharing. And if there's no conversation there, then it's very one-sided. And you want to create a community, and you want to build an online presence that's not just you, me, asking people to comment, encourages people to comment. Just making it easy for them and saying, hey, if this resonated with you, send me a message and just say yeah. And what that's doing, if we're talking about algorithms, is it's signaling to Instagram, this person sent a message to this person, so they're probably friends. So we're gonna boost this person in their algorithm. And then when you reply to that person, you're just signaling to Instagram, yes, boost me, right? So we want to encourage that conversation in our direct messages. You should wanna wake up every day with messages waiting for you in your inbox from ideal clients that don't necessarily even have anything to do with your business or whatever it is that you do, because you're building that relationship with them that's more than just, oh, hey guys, I'm your business coach, or hey, I'm your Instagram stories coach. It should be deeper than that. It should be more than that. You should wake up with messages from people who are like, hey, so I'm struggling with X, and I know that you do X, and so I was wondering, like, what do you think about X? Remember that you matter, your voice matters, your message matters. There's only one person who can say it and do it the way that you can. And so I really hope that you can learn to use these tools, whether it's Instagram or Facebook, in a way that really makes you come to life, in a way that really gives you joy and fulfillment and self-expression. I use Instagram stories as one of my favorite ways to just be creative with the world. And I hope that you can see it in that light too.
So, did you love it? It was so good, right?
Drop it to the comments. Let us know your biggest takeaway. Feel free to share, tag, and you know what? We do this every week. So make sure you come back next week. You're subscribed, you'll get alerted. We'll send you our best information, our most up-to-date content to help you up your game.
And crush it. See you soon.